Let's be honest, some movies are filled with really spicy scenes, and you're in luck because today we are gonna get awkward and we are gonna talk about the top 10 hottest movie scenes of all time. I'm your host for this one, I'm Joss Bedard. Thanks for coming back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. If you're new here, make sure you stick around till the end because we respond to some of your comments, and also subscribe and come say hi to us outside of YouTube. Our social media links are all down below. But for now, I know you guys are ready for it. You are waiting. Let's talk about those spicy scenes. Starting off this list is Friends with Benefits. If you didn't see this 2011 comedy, then you missed out because the whole movie is basically Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake having sex with each other. The whole premise of the movie is that challenge of being just friends, like without any feelings getting involved, but having a sexual relationship. I feel like this is a very relatable movie theme in today's generation. The two of them pull off their characters so well with their banter, jokes, arguments, and genuine friendship. But can they stay just friends while having sex all the time? Watch it and find out, and if you already watched it, then you did find out, and it's cute. I love that movie. Coming in next, number 9 is Passengers. The 2016 movie starred Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt and told the story of them traveling to another planet, but getting stranded along the way because their hypersleep pod malfunctions. They have to work together to prevent their spaceship from meeting a disaster. So it's not all that surprising that when you leave two people alone, hot people, stranded in space, not knowing what their result's gonna be, they gonna hook up. There's a few spicy scenes that could be on this list because Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt can make anything look hot, but their one intimate sex scene in space tops the rest. It is hot. Whew. Cruising into number 8 is Cruel Intentions. The 1999 movie has gone down in history as being one of those classic movies that you just have to see at least once. It had a killer cast starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Reese Witherspoon, Ryan Phillippe, and Selma Blair. Not only is the cast a reason to watch it, but so is the cool plot twist and hot sex scenes. The movie tells the story of step-siblings Sebastian and Catherine who make a bet with each other that he cannot seduce the headmaster's daughter, Annette. But in an unexpected turn of events, he ends up falling madly in love with Annette, and it becomes more than just a bet. The sex scene between Ryan and Reese is really intense. The sex scenes between Ryan and Sarah are also hot, but like, they're step siblings, so it's also kind of weird, but like, whatever you're into, I guess. Up next at number 7 is Spring Breakers. This movie hit the whammy with their cast. Vanessa Hudgens, Selena Gomez, James Franco, Ashley Benson, and Rachel Corinne. The 4 girls are college students who can't afford to go away for spring break, so they rob a diner and head down to Florida. But the police find them and arrest them until a drug dealer, James Franco, bails them out and asks them to join his life full of crime. At one point in this movie, James, Ashley, and Vanessa have a threesome in a pool, and it is pretty steamy. It might have been like extra hot because people are used to seeing Vanessa linked to Disney, so seeing her in that light for the first time was very different. Plus, who doesn't want to see Vanessa and Ashley make out, right? Moving on to number 6, we have Love and Other Drugs. Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal play a pharmaceutical sales representative and a woman who suffers from early onset Parkinson's disease. The two of them form a sexual relationship without any titles, but like the rest of the movies, the feelings start to develop. At first, all their sex scenes are just really fun and light, kind of like a Friends with Benefits vibe. But then things get more intimate and they have a super spicy love-making scene. You can tell that they're not just having sex and that they are making love. They purposely made it like extra romantic and steamy. Alright guys, we are halfway through and we have Watchmen. The 2009 movie is based on the DC comic book series written by Alan Moore. The movie adaptation tells the story of a vigilante named Rorschach who sets out to investigate some of the circumstances which one of his colleagues died from. On his journey, he ends up discovering some very disturbing secrets. But we also see two heroes get hot and bothered in one of their spaceships. Night Owl 2 and Silk Spectra get it on in their spaceship after a hard day at work at trying to save the world. That is one way to celebrate, trying to save the world. But hey, you deserve it, man. Do your thing. Here now at number 4 is Basic Instinct 2. The original movie from 1992 went on to become a cult classic, so they had to make a second one in 2006 to try and repeat its success. In this one, Catherine becomes a suspect when her boyfriend is found murdered. A psychoanalyst, Michael, examines her but is drawn in by her seductive and manipulative ways. This ends up leading to a scene where car sex is taken to a whole different level. In one scene, Catherine is speeding down the streets in her sports car while pleasuring her man in the passenger seat, if you know what I mean. And then when he is done, it is her turn, if you know what I mean. At the end of the scene, she ends up crashing the car, like literally flies off a rail and lands in a river. Was it worth it? That is the question. Rolling into the third spot is Troy. The 2004 historical war drama movie was loosely based on the narration of the decade-long Trojan War. Maybe you didn't expect this type of movie to land on a list about spicy sex scenes, and I don't blame you. But Brad Pitt takes on one of the lead roles and he plays a golden long-haired god. He looks good. In one scene, a woman tries to kill him but ultimately fails because he seduces her with his naked body. Like she literally has a knife to his throat, about to kill him, but she just like looks at him naked and is like, alright, never mind. I mean, honestly, if I was trying to kill Brad Pitt looking the way he did, I would probably do the same thing. I would drop that knife and then they make out and anyways, good scene. Swiping the second spot on our list is Pretty Woman. Another classic, the 1990 romantic comedy told the story of a rich entrepreneur, Edward, who hires a prostitute, Vivian, to be his date to a few social events. Richard Gere and Julia Roberts played the two lead roles, and in their eventual love story, it leads them to a spicy sex scene on top of a piano. What made it so intense was because of the plot and the huge difference in their social classes. He came from money and lives in this very rich world, and she's a prostitute in order to make money and get by. So when they first meet, he just sees her as a prostitute, but then it becomes this romantic, genuine relationship. That's a cool scene too. Winning number 1 place on our list is Blue is the Warmest Color. This 2013 movie was first shown at film festivals and was praised by critics everywhere, including Steven Spielberg himself, which we all know is a huge deal. The movie follows the story of a French teenage girl who forms a deep emotional and sexual connection with an older art student that she met at a lesbian bar. It was one of the most controversial films at the time because of its content and because it includes a graphic 7-minute long sex scene. Some people were in disagreement of the film and the story that it told, while the majority of people praised it for its bravery, calling it a true piece of artwork. Alright guys, there is our steamy list. Let me know what you're thinking down in those comments and give it a thumbs up because we got through this awkward 10 minutes of just talking about sex. But for now, I'm gonna shout out some comments from movies that will blow your mind. M says, how about top 10 movies that will never blow your mind? I get what we're doing here, guys. We are just taking our titles and reversing them, and it's not a bad idea. I like it. Aditya Higher Math says, Joss, if you get a chance, in which of these movies would you act in? Honestly, Shutter Island probably. My all-time favorite movie. I would have loved to be in that movie. It's so good. Melissa Brown says, looking very posh, Jocelyn. Hashtag Poshlin. No, but seriously, never has someone like complimented me saying I look posh, like ever. So I don't know what I was wearing, but I will take it. Cameron Hershey says, P.S. ask Lucy about the true life events of the orphan. Oh, I already know because we covered all of that. That whole story was covered on I.O., so I know all the details. And Lucy and I talk about it often. Well, that is all I have for you guys. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already. I've been your host, Joss. I will see you next time. Ah, okay, help me. This one eye is itchy. I have pink eye. I already feel awkward. Let me fix my hair and get mentally prepared. You ready, Chris?
I think so.
You ready to get awkward?
Always.
Always. I'm always awkward. Like, I'm straight, but girls! That's just, yeah, that's me saying a lot without saying anything at all. I'm a tiptoe around this.